Hi guys, Grapplers Academy back again with more submissions to do when you're injured. Si's still injured, I'm still injured, but luckily we've still got tricks in the bag to show you.
Yeah, so today we're going to sort of keep the theme with little sneaky arm locks you can apply, whether they're reactionary to get your opponent to back off and set up a secondary attack, or even go into them and clamp down and keep the submission. This one's coming in from butterfly guard, so we're sort of playing it. It's quite a common position, especially in the gym, and sometimes your partner will come in and take the collar tie. So when we're here, it's a bit of a nightmare to deal with this because it can start to pass you down and bypass the legs, and it's kind of hard to get underneath if you do want to play this shoulder crunch guard. So one thing that we're going to do from here is try and attack this arm to either get them to retreat, where we can then start to wrestle up, or we can clamp down on the arm and finish the submission as well. So as soon as we get this collar tie, I'm going to put my hand underneath the elbow just to create a little bit of a frame, up my elbow into my hip and my palm underneath, and I'm going to push the arm up as the second hand reaches over the top, and I'm going to rotate the arm. At the same time, my foot's going to go onto the hip. This hand that's underneath the elbow is now going to go over the top, and I'm going to fall to my side, bring my knee up, and apply downward pressure here onto the elbow. Now you can continue rolling through and get the belly down armbar from there. Sometimes they will retreat, so if, as we do this and I roll to the side, as Bond pulls his arm back, I can then start to wrestle up and come into dogfight. Or depending on how your partner does the collar tie, you can just sort of go straight into it from here, apply the pressure as they pull back, and then go straight into some sort of wrestle up from there as well. Or if you do catch the arm, you manage to keep it clamped, take the submission home as well.
And that foot on the hip there is doing a really good job of stopping you coming in and closing the gap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the collar tie, I want to try and close that space to stop you from getting underneath and causing the sweeps. So that foot there is a really good job of stopping me from driving in and continuing with that pressure.
Definitely, and also another reason for that is like it's a great post, but then it also allows me, as they do start to roll over, it's a post for me to roll over the top and continue with the armbar if that's where I want to go. So it's kind of post as well as extra support to get you into the next transition.
Yeah, a couple of different setups that you can use from that as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I use that in your game quite a lot, and there's a lot of effective loops and sequences you can hit off the back of that. But also just a really nice submission in of itself. A lot of downward pressure there. Like we talked about the same last week with the belly bar. if we're calling it out, I was like, what the hell did we call it last week? The belly bar. The Christmas special techniques, a lot of downward pressure, so there's a lot of space for my elbow to hyperextend into the opposite direction. Sometimes with like a traditional armbar where you're off your back, where you can hit a triangle as well, you've not got as much leverage. All the downward stuff, all the stuff where you're going into space where the open inside of the elbow is able to go through and drive in that direction, there's a lot of braking force there just because there's no resistance meeting it going in the opposite direction.
No, definitely. You also know it's a common mistake where people fall back and they have the arm on their stomach, so it might be uncomfortable for the player on top, but there's no actual braking mechanism there because you're pushing the arm into your own body.
Yeah.
So if you are going to go for this, make sure you fall and there's a gap underneath their arm so you're applying downward pressure into open space.
Go and check out the last week's video to see what we were talking about from the belly bar. Everything else is on the Grapplers Academy on the social medias. Coached by Si, the Bonafide PT. We'll see you next week.